Hey everyone, welcome to Walks with Moss. It's Sunday morning and it's pretty quiet in my neighborhood on Sunday morning. Thought I'd give you a garden tour. I just overhead watered my tomatoes, which they say is bad, but they were wilting and there's plenty of moisture in that soil, so it wouldn't have been smart to actually water the soil anymore. So yeah, watered the leaves and they will perk up because of that. They're not wilting because they don't have enough water. They're wilting because it's too hot. It's noon right now. Here's my tomatillos. I'm going to show you how I like to pick tomatillos. I like to wait until they're nice and ripe. And how do I determine ripeness? By shaking the bush. And the ones that fall off, those are the good ripe ones. Here we go. Those are going to be sweet and delicious. Here's another tomato here. As you can see, I'm getting a lot of ripening tomatoes. There's a zucchini. I got it shaded a little bit because it's hot for zucchini today. Finally getting cucumbers. Got my first one yesterday. Here's my Jacoby little pumpkin that I planted. It's only set one fruit so far, and now I think it's actually too hot for it to set fruit. Maybe that one will set. Yeah, got some kohlrabi and some kale hanging on. I've had 3 of the kohlrabi there now, and there's 3 left. Over here, I'm getting ready for the fall, so I got some radishes planted down here and some kale here. And trying to get this kale to come up without drying out in this 90-degree weather is a bit tricky, but this is a really tough variety of kale I got, so hopefully it'll be okay. My lettuce under the tomatoes just never really got enough sun. It's just growing so slow. I've started picking it. Here's my bush bean. It bloomed. I assume it's a pumpkin. Check out my volunteer pumpkins. Definitely going to get ripe. Definitely going to be enough for 1 or 2 pies each. How awesome is that? Second succession crookneck squash, not doing much. My main succession zucchini, still doing well. I got it staked up like a tree. Never done that before. It's kind of fun. Crookneck squash. Not getting as much as zucchini as I thought I would. I need to dig out these beds. I think they're just too shallow. Okay, here's my kale. This is a cool kale I got from Adaptive Seeds, and it tastes nice and tender. It's good on salad. It does well in the heat, they say, and they also say it does well in the winter. Here's my tree spinach. I've been picking it. So things might not seem as lush as the last few times, but that's because I've been picking and eating a lot of stuff. For example, these green beans. I got a bunch of green beans yesterday. And there's more here. Yay! Yay! Okay, blackberries are looking good. This one might be ripe. There was another one there. I guess the birds got it, so yeah, and I don't want to pick this. It's not ripe enough yet, so I guess the bird's going to get that too. My gourds are happy. Happy tomato. Sweet meat squash. Look at it go. It is so big. It's going all the way up to here. I might pinch the end off because I want it to ripen this one fruit. So I'll probably pinch the end off, even though this end up here that's growing high is getting more sunlight. But see, there's a little fruit there. I don't think that fruit there has any chance of ripening, so I will probably pinch that off. More kohlrabi. I don't know how good this kohlrabi is going to be. It's been in the ground for so long. I don't think it's going to be tender. This is what I thought was a cucumber, but quite obviously is not a cucumber. But I thought I planted a cucumber here. I think it's going to be another pumpkin. Don't know if it has a chance of ripening. There's another one of my bush beans. Okay, yeah. So the garden's doing great. I just need deeper beds for next year. Look at all these tomatoes starting to come on. And I've been picking them like crazy. I generally pick them when they're in the breaker stage. Okay. All right, let's go down to the front yard and look at the log cabin bed. Got some garbanzo beans I'm just growing as green manure here because I want to plant this next year right in here. Asparagus over here. This asparagus is about 35 years old. I've moved it with me a couple of times. Oh yeah, we're cutting some trees here because some of them are diseased and some of them are just blocking too much sun on my garden. I didn't realize how big these trees were. They sure look bigger when they're on the ground, don't they? Hopefully I can sell some firewood. Yeah, gonna take out 15 trees right here Looks like they've taken out 3 so far. They're coming back tomorrow. These are to the south. And I've already opened up some light for my garden there with that. Okay, this was my leggiest, most miserable tomato, but it's still making fruit. And it's starting to get a little bit more light in the morning because I had these all limbed. That blue there, that was not visible before. I had them limbed as high as I could go without being harmful to the trees, and that has brought in so much light. My one surviving lettuce, I guess 2 of a whole row of lettuce. It wasn't until I put that wire up that the rabbits quit eating my lettuce. It took me a while to realize what was going on. I thought the lettuce was just getting too hot. No, it was rabbits. Okay, all this extra light in my front yard now. I am hoping that I can grow fruit trees in my front yard. Okay, moving on down. My fruit trees in the back are going to move here in the fall. And in the meantime, I've gone ahead and planted some stuff in their holes. Garbanzo beans is green manure. And then this one's got tree spinach and lettuce. I'll have to harvest this before I move the trees, but it should be pretty big by the time I move the trees, so yeah. And here's the world's largest rhubarb. Look at that thing. Just look at this thing. Compare that to my water can. What is going on with this rhubarb? I don't get it. Here's my cottonwood rootings. I'm going to plant them somewhere for privacy in the fall. Okay, down to the log cabin bed. This one starts getting sunlight about 3 o'clock. This is going to be my winter crops. So I've got kohlrabi, giant overwintering spinach from Adaptive Seeds, and kale. One of the kales just wilted and died. I'm not sure why. It's like it damped off even though it was, 4 weeks old when I put it out here. But giant overwintering spinach, and then normal spinach, and a random lettuce I stuck in here. These beans have just about caught up with the beans in the main garden, even though they were planted several weeks later. I'm beginning to think, it's not direct sunlight that's as important as heat. Obviously, it needs a light spot. If it's a plant, it needs a light spot. But it needs heat. And this bed gets the most intense heat of the day. So even though this tomato only gets 3 hours of direct sunlight a day, it's really, really happy. Yeah. And we've still got the huckleberries going. Haven't really picked them yet. Not sure how it's going to be for mushrooms this year, but while I've got you here, let's check my little patch right down here where I found white chanterelles last year. In fact, these white chanterelles were one of the first mushrooms I found all last year. Nope. It's just too dry. It's just too dry. But we've got salal berries and blackberries and huckleberries. Yep. Okay. More huckleberries. Yay. All right. I hope you enjoyed my garden tour. Yeah. Not hiking today again. It's too hot and it's too smoky. There's a 9,000 acre fire near me. All the local trails are closed. And it's smoky too, so yeah. Didn't get my hike in last week at all. Hope to get a hike in this week, so yeah. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.